What if I told you that Miranda Priestly is back, and this time she's more powerful than ever? The leaked trailer for The Devil Wears Prada 2 has just shaken the internet, and fans are buzzing with excitement. The icy glare, the commanding presence, the unforgettable voice, everything that made Miranda an icon has returned. And from the very first frame, it feels like she never left. This isn't just a comeback. It's a declaration that Miranda Priestly still rules the world of fashion, and no one is safe from her razor-sharp authority. Asterisk, the original Devil Wears Prada wasn't just a movie. It was a cultural milestone. Released back in 2006, it introduced us to the ruthless yet fascinating world of high fashion through the eyes of Andy Sachs, played by Anne Hathaway, and her intimidating boss, Miranda Priestly, portrayed by the legendary Meryl Streep. From Miranda's infamous line, "That's all," to the unforgettable cerulean sweater monologue, the film left us with moments that are still quoted and referenced nearly 2 decades later. It wasn't just about clothes. It was about ambition, power, and the cost of success in an industry where perfection is the bare minimum. Now, after years of speculation, whispers, and countless fan campaigns begging for a sequel, a leaked trailer has surfaced, and it seems to promise exactly what audiences have been waiting for. At the heart of it all is Miranda Priestly herself, looking as untouchable and commanding as ever. The leak may have been unintended, but the excitement it sparked is undeniable. Fans across social media are dissecting every second of footage, sharing screenshots, and predicting what this sequel could mean for the characters we loved and sometimes feared. All those years ago, the leaked trailer begins in a way that feels both familiar and fresh. We see flashes of the fashion world in motion, runways lit up with dazzling new designs, models strutting with confidence, cameras flashing from every corner. But then, everything seems to quiet down, almost as if the world is waiting for something. That's when she appears. Miranda enters the scene, not with words, but with a look that immediately reminds viewers why she has always been the most feared and respected figure in the industry. The crowd on screen reacts with silence and awe, and it's exactly the same reaction fans had while watching the leaked footage. The trailer doesn't give away the full story, but the setup is clear. Fashion has changed since Miranda last reigned supreme. The digital age has taken over, influencers have gained power, and new designers are fighting for relevance. But just when it seems like Miranda might be a relic of the past, her return proves that true authority doesn't fade, it only grows stronger. The trailer makes it clear that this is not a nostalgic cameo or a gentle return. It's Miranda reclaiming her throne. What's fascinating is how the leak itself mirrors the tone of the film. Just as Miranda thrives on exclusivity and control, this accidental reveal feels like a disruption to her carefully curated world, and yet it works in her favor. The leaked trailer has only amplified the anticipation, turning what could have been a quiet rollout into a viral storm of conversation. It's proof that Miranda Priestly, both as a character and as a cultural icon, still has the ability to command attention without even trying. As the trailer closes its first sequence, the tension builds. We don't hear much from Miranda yet, but the few words she utters are enough to send chills down fans' spines. A simple line, perhaps dismissive or commanding, echoes the sharp wit we remember from the first film. And just like that, the stage is set for a story that isn't about a comeback, but about dominance in an industry that may think it has moved on. The leaked footage is only a glimpse, but it reminds us of the power that The Devil Wears Prada still holds. It's more than just a movie sequel. It's the return of a legend who defined ambition and control in ways no other character has. If this is only the beginning, then what's coming next promises to be bigger, bolder, and more unforgettable than ever before. Asterisk, when the trailer shifts its focus, all eyes are on Miranda Priestly. Her entrance is not loud or flashy, but powerful, in the quietest way possible. The leaked footage reveals a scene where Miranda steps out of a sleek black car, dressed in a tailored coat that looks like it belongs in a museum, not on the streets. The camera doesn't need words to explain her authority. Her presence alone fills the screen with tension. Fans who have seen the clip say you can practically feel the air change when she appears. It's the same Miranda we remember, but older, sharper, and even more calculated. The message is clear. She hasn't just returned, she has evolved. The most striking detail about Miranda's return in the trailer is how she adapts to the new fashion landscape. The world of glossy magazine covers is fading, and digital platforms now control trends. But Miranda is not portrayed as out of touch. Instead, the trailer hints that she's ahead of the curve, willing to bend this digital age to her will. In one clip, we see her seated at a boardroom table, surrounded by younger executives glued to their phones. She doesn't even glance at a screen, yet somehow, her silence demands more attention than all the technology buzzing around her. It's a clever contrast. Miranda doesn't have to chase relevance. Relevance bends itself around her. There's also a chilling moment where Miranda delivers her first full line in the trailer. While the exact words are hard to hear in the leaked audio, fans speculate it's something about power not being given, but taken. That single line, paired with her piercing gaze, suggests the sequel will dive even deeper into the themes of ambition and dominance. In the original film, Miranda was terrifying because she never raised her voice. Her control came from precision, confidence, and a complete lack of mercy. The trailer makes it clear that those qualities haven't softened with time. If anything, they've only been sharpened by years of experience. The leaked footage also hints at new rivals circling Miranda. A younger, charismatic designer is briefly shown, making bold statements about disrupting the industry. There's a quick cut of Miranda watching this speech on a large screen, her expression unreadable. That look alone has fans debating, is she threatened, amused, or already plotting how to dismantle this so-called competitor? Miranda has always been more than just a boss. She's a strategist, someone who knows how to destroy opposition before they even realize they're in danger. Her return seems to set up a battle between old-world dominance and new-age innovation, and viewers are desperate to see who will come out on top. But what really sets this trailer apart is how it reminds us that Miranda isn't just a villain. She's a complicated character who commands both fear and respect. The leaked clips show brief glimpses of her alone, away from the chaos of the fashion world. One moment reportedly shows her standing in front of a mirror, removing her jewelry after a long night. There's no dialogue, no music, just silence. It's a rare glimpse into Miranda's vulnerability, something we only caught flashes of in the first film. This could signal that the sequel plans to explore her humanity as much as her power, making her return even more layered, and yet the core of Miranda remains unshaken. Even when surrounded by the noise of influencers, rival brands, and corporate politics, her aura is unmatched. The leaked trailer closes her sequence with a moment designed to send shivers down fans' spines. Miranda walking into a fashion show, the room falling silent and every eye turning to her. No spotlight, no announcement, just her presence commanding absolute authority. That's the brilliance of Miranda Priestly's return. She doesn't have to demand attention, because the world already knows it belongs to her. If the first section of the trailer reintroduces the glamorous battlefield of fashion, then Miranda's entrance proves who still holds the crown. Her return isn't about nostalgia. It's about proving that true power doesn't fade. It adapts, it evolves, and it reclaims its throne when the moment is right. The leaked trailer shows us that Miranda Priestly isn't just back, she's about to remind everyone why she's the most unforgettable figure in fashion history. The leaked trailer doesn't only bring Miranda Priestly back into the spotlight, it also teases how the lives of the people around her have shifted since the original story. The biggest question fans immediately asked was, where are Andy and Emily? Their journeys, after all, were shaped by Miranda's shadow, and the trailer cleverly hints that both may still be tied to her, whether they like it or not. In one blink and you'll miss it moment, there's a flash of a woman walking through a newsroom, her back turned to the camera. Many fans believe this is Andy Sachs, played by Anne Hathaway, who left Runway in the first film to pursue a career in serious journalism. If the theories are correct, Andy is no longer the nervous assistant struggling to balance her morals with ambition. Instead, she could be a seasoned journalist, someone who has built her own power away from Miranda's reach. But the fact that her silhouette appears in the trailer suggests that fate, or perhaps Miranda herself, may have pulled her back into the world she once escaped. The thought of Andy facing Miranda again after all these years sets up a clash. That could be as emotional as it is dramatic. Then there's Emily Charlton, the fan favorite played by Emily Blunt. The trailer appears to show her in a luxurious office, flipping through fabric samples while giving instructions to a team. If this is indeed Emily, it suggests. She has finally carved out her own place in the fashion world, no longer just Miranda's overlooked assistant. But what makes this interesting is the question of loyalty. Will Emily still hold on to that mix of resentment and admiration she once had for Miranda, or has she grown into someone capable of challenging her former boss? The idea of Emily stepping out of Miranda's shadow and perhaps even competing against her would create a thrilling dynamic that fans have wanted to see for years. The leaked footage also hints at new characters who could reshape the story. Young designer, rumored to be played by a rising star actor, is shown giving a bold interview about redefining the future of fashion. Their presence in the trailer suggests they may be positioned as both a rival and a symbol of the new generation. What's fascinating is how their storyline could intersect with Miranda's. Will they seek her approval? Or will they try to dismantle the empire she built? The trailer doesn't reveal much, but the tension between old power and new ambition is clearly being set up. Another quick shot shows a glamorous woman at Miranda's side during a high-profile event. Her identity isn't confirmed, but some fans believe she could be Miranda's new right hand, a replacement for the assistants who once trembled under her sharp commands. If true, this character could serve as a mirror to Andy's original role, allowing the film to explore whether history repeats itself or if Miranda has changed her methods with time. The idea of seeing someone else navigate the impossible standards of working for Miranda adds both familiarity and fresh drama to the story. What makes these relationships so compelling is the way the sequel seems to blur the line between rivalry and mentorship. The original film thrived on the tension between Miranda and Andy, a dynamic that was equal parts cruel and inspiring. The leaked trailer suggests we may see echoes of that again, not just with Andy herself, but possibly through new characters stepping into similar shoes. Imagine a scenario where Andy, now successful, crosses paths with a young assistant struggling under Miranda's control. Would Andy step in to guide them, or would she leave them to face the same trials she once endured? The relationships also raise emotional stakes beyond the world of fashion. Miranda has always been portrayed as someone who sacrifices personal connections for professional dominance. The trailer teases a few moments where her interactions with others feel more personal, almost vulnerable. Could it be that the sequel is exploring how these relationships define her legacy? For Andy and Emily, it's not just about where they are now, but about how deeply Miranda's influence has marked their lives. For Miranda, it's about whether she can still inspire loyalty in a world where everyone seems ready to move on without her ultimately. The leaked trailer paints a picture of a story that isn't just about fashion wars, it's about human connections, betrayals, and the lasting bonds formed under extreme pressure. The relationships, both old and new, give the sequel emotional depth that matches the glamour on screen. Andy's potential return, Emily's rise, Miranda's new allies, and ambitious newcomers all set the stage for an explosive mix of loyalty and rivalry. Fans aren't just excited to see Miranda's return. They're desperate to see how the people in her orbit have changed, and whether those changes will challenge her or make her stronger. If the first film showed us how Miranda Priestly shaped with her ruthless demands, the sequel seems ready to explore what happens when those lives push back, evolve, and perhaps even rival her power. And if the leaked trailer is any clue, those relationships will be the beating heart of the drama, giving us a story that's as personal as it is powerful. Asterisk. The leaked trailer doesn't just reintroduce Miranda Priestly and familiar faces. It also hints at the deeper storylines and themes that could define The Devil Wears Prada 2 from the very first shots. It's clear this isn't a simple retread of the original. The world has changed, And the story is about how Miranda and those around her navigate that new landscape while clinging to, challenging, or redefining power. One of the strongest hints about the plot comes from quick flashes of boardrooms, fashion, runways, and news headlines. It suggests that Miranda's empire, once untouchable, may now be under threat. The fashion world that once revolved around glossy magazines has shifted to a digital battleground controlled by influencers, online trends, and social media platforms. This isn't the runway of 2006. It's faster, harsher, and more unpredictable. The leaked footage paints Miranda as someone stepping back into this volatile arena, not to adapt quietly, but to dominate it. The tension lies in whether her old-world methods of control can survive in a world obsessed with immediacy and likes. A recurring visual in the trailer is the clash between old and new. We see contrasting scenes, Miranda in her classic, luxurious office filled with paper mock-ups and design sketches. Then a cut to a group of younger designers live-streaming their collections to millions of followers in real time. This duality suggests the story will explore the generational shift in fashion and power. Can Miranda assert dominance in an industry that no longer waits for approval from gatekeepers like her? Or will she prove that true authority isn't about trends but about timeless influence? The possible return of Andy Sachs also adds another layer to the story. If Andy is indeed back as the trailer hints, she's no longer the fresh-faced assistant fumbling through the chaos of runway. She's a powerful journalist, someone who escaped Miranda's grip and created a name for herself in her own right. The leaked footage sparks speculation that Andy's career might intersect with Miranda's empire in a way that pits them against each other. Imagine the irony of Andy investigating the very industry she once served, or even exposing the cracks in Miranda's empire. If true, this sets up a fascinating reversal of roles, Miranda as the subject, and Andy as the one holding the pen that could redefine her legacy. Then there's Emily, whose rumored appearance suggests she has stepped into her own spotlight. Fans speculate that Emily could either be Miranda's unlikely ally or her fiercest competitor. The trailer shows glimpses of her surrounded by assistants of her own, commanding them with a sharpness that mirrors Miranda's infamous style. Could Emily now be playing the role she once resented, becoming a version of Miranda herself? Thematically, this would tie into the idea of cycles of power, how the oppressed can become the oppressors, and how ambition can transform loyalty into rivalry. The trailer also hints at a broader theme of legacy. Miranda's character in the original film was defined by control, perfection, and fear. But the leaked footage shows her in quieter moments, almost reflective. This suggests the sequel may explore what it means for a woman like Miranda to consider her place in history. Is she building an empire that will last beyond her, or is she desperately holding on to relevance in a world eager to move on? That question adds a layer of vulnerability to her otherwise unshakable presence, making the story as much about identity as about fashion. Another intriguing thread is the introduction of new characters, especially the young, ambitious designer teased in the trailer. Their boldness in declaring a new era of fashion puts them on a collision course with Miranda. But more importantly, they represent the theme of disruption. Just as Andy once disrupted Miranda's carefully constructed world with her unexpected growth, this new figure could be a test of whether Miranda can still crush challenges or if the tide of change will finally overwhelm her. Beyond personal rivalries, the themes of The Devil Wears Prada 2 seem designed to resonate with today's audience. The first film was about the cost of ambition and the sacrifices made to succeed. This sequel appears to expand that lens, asking questions about how power is maintained in an ever-changing world. What does success look like when industries are constantly shifting? What happens when the gatekeepers lose their gates? And how do those who once shaped culture adapt when culture starts shaping itself without them? The emotional weight of the story lies not just in whether Miranda can survive in the modern era, but in how the people around her respond to her influence. Andy's independence, Emily's ambition, Miranda's rivals, and the new generation of fashion leaders all create a web of conflict that feels both personal and universal. It's about ambition versus morality, tradition versus innovation, and control versus chaos. These aren't just fashion battles, they're battles for identity, for relevance, and for legacy. If the leaked trailer is anything to go by, the sequel promises to be more than just a nostalgic return. It aims to tell a story about survival in a ruthless industry, about relationships that never truly fade, and about a woman who refuses to be forgotten. Themes of power, loyalty, betrayal, and evolution echo throughout the footage, reminding us that The Devil Wears Prada 2 is not just about clothes, it's about the people who wear them, and the lives they are willing to sacrifice to stay on top.